Hello and thanks for choosing THV 11. I'm Jurnee Taylor and here are the top stories you need to know about right now at noon. Excitement is spreading in Pine Bluff this afternoon as a new project promises to fill a critical void on the city's east side. Everything you need to know in 2 minutes.
Marijuana is the most commonly used drug in the country. I'm Cristian Benavides with a treatment that could help cannabis-dependent people kick the habit.
Plus, a string of recent product recalls are out today. At 12:22, we're sharing the list of items you need to chuck in the trash. But first, a look at weather. Meteorologist Nathan Scott joins us. Nathan, we had a lot of people returning to work and school today, and it started off kind of gloomy out, but I think the sun is trying to make its way out.
Good afternoon, Jurnee. Yeah, those stubborn stratocumulus clouds that built their way in here right before sunrise have been lingering across the region. The good news is it's kept the numbers down. It's 83 right now here in the capital city, 79 in Clinton. But look at Fort Smith. They've seen plenty of sun. They're up to 94 degrees. These clouds are not producing any rain here in central Arkansas. There's a few showers lined up along the Mississippi River and also North Arkansas. And that's where there could be a 20% chance of an isolated shower through the rest of the day, primarily in northwest and North Arkansas. We'll see temperatures once the sun breaks through this cloud cover. They will rebound quickly, and I think highs will still top out into the low to mid 90s for many areas. 98 is expected high in Queen. We'll go for a high of 95 here in Little Rock, 101 in Fort Smith. Tomorrow, it's also going to be another hot and humid day, but there's going to be some welcoming changes getting into the end of the 7-day forecast. I'll have more on that coming up.
All right, Nathan, thank you. Well, in a new THV developing story, an investigation is underway in Little Rock after a man was shot and killed. Officers responded to shots fired call on 1806 Wilson Road just after 10 on Monday night. When they arrived, they found a man that had been shot. He later died on the scene. Police did not release a motive for the killing or any suspect information. They ask if you have any information to contact Major Crimes. First Lady Jill Biden has tested positive for COVID-19. It's her second time battling the coronavirus, and her age puts her at a higher risk for more illnesses. As Skylar Henry reports, President Biden continues to get tested.
First Lady Jill Biden is battling COVID-19 for the second time. At 72 years old, her age puts her at higher risk for serious COVID illness. She's staying at the family vacation home in Rehoboth Beach as a precaution. And the White House says she's experiencing only mild symptoms.
I hope my students welcome me like that on Tuesday.
The First Lady is also missing the first day of school, teaching at a local community college.
I teach English. I teach at Nova.
Aides say she'll be temporarily replaced with substitutes. Her diagnosis comes at a time when cases are ticking up in the U.S.
COVID is rising across the country, and there has been some spillover into hospitalizations.
According to the CDC, hospitalizations were up almost 19% in 1 week last month. President Biden has so far tested negative and continues to test frequently as he prepares for a trip overseas. The president is set to travel to India to meet with G20 partners later this week, followed by Vietnam. So far, those plans remain in place. Heading into the fall season, doctors are advising eligible people to get the new COVID shot.
We have every expectation that the new booster, which will become available in mid-September, should provide protection against severe disease caused by these variants going forward.
High-risk individuals may want to consider regularly wearing masks again. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Washington.
Well, CBS News has learned North Korean leader Kim Jong-un and Russian President Vladimir Putin will meet later this month in Russia. They are expected to discuss, among other things, a fresh supply of weapons for Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Now, word of the scheduled meeting comes as the Biden administration has been warning that arms negotiations between North Korea and Russia are actively advancing. A mass exodus is underway from Nevada's famed Burning Man Festival. Tens of thousands of people are trying to get out of the Black Rock Desert and about 100 miles from Reno after being trapped by mud. The exit is a climatic end for festival goers who have been stuck after nearly an inch of rain doused the site over the weekend, sinking vehicles and encampments into thick, impassable mud in a remote part of the country with very few roads leading out. Festival goers say they were caught off guard.
I don't know what they knew about the weather, the front that was coming, because they weren't putting out any word.
Meanwhile, we are learning the identity of the participant that died in the chaos. That is 32-year-old Leon Reese. The cause of his death is still unknown, but investigators previously said it did not appear to be weather-related. Parts of Benton are still under a boil order this afternoon and could be until further notice. Benton Utilities is now asking people that are living in certain areas to boil their water before drinking or using it to cook. Right now, there's no word on when that order may be lifted. In the last hour, Benton Utilities shared on Facebook that customers in Wellington Point and McCurdy will experience a water outage or low pressure due to an additional leak. Follow Benton Utilities on Facebook for announcements on when the water is safe to drink. After fighting the worst wildfires in Louisiana history, 12 Arkansas National Guard members are returning home. They're headed back today along with 2 Black Hawk helicopters. They've been there for the last week working alongside crews from Louisiana as well as the Tennessee, Oklahoma, and Alabama National Guards. The Guard reports they've used more than 1.1 million gallons of water to suppress the flames. And hours ago, the Arkansas Black Hall of Fame announced the newest class of inductees. They include Reverend Jerry Black from Blytheville and Rhonda Henry Tillman, MD, also from Blytheville, Curtis House and James H. Leary, both of Little Rock, and Judge Joyce Williams Warren from Pine Bluff. The 29th annual induction ceremony will take place on Saturday, October 14th. And now to Hot Springs Mid-America Science Museum is closing down today, but don't worry, it's just temporary. The museum says it's working on some big plans. They'll reopen 1 week from this Saturday on September 16th with updates to the Tinkering Studio, the Kayak Clubhouse, and more. A new grocery store bringing new energy and hope to Pine Bluff. The city recently approving a letter of intent for future development on a fresh market. Now this could bring healthy options to a food desert on the east side of Pine Bluff, but as HV11's Sarah Bakowitz learns, this store would bring much more than fresh produce to town.
Right now, on the east side of Pine Bluff, dollar stores line the road, but the closest grocery store is miles away.
We got to make sure that we don't disenfranchise our community because we absolutely still need a grocery store.
To the city's frustration, the area's grocery store closed in November. So as soon as Letitia Brunson was elected to represent Ward 1, she started pushing for replacement, hoping to bring easy food access back to this part of town.
They could walk to the store, or they could use public transportation to the store. And now that's become a hardship for them to even find a way to get access to healthy food.
And she hasn't picked just any grocery store. The city approving a letter of intent to develop with Oasis Fresh Market Foods, which also functions as a nonprofit.
Their model fits exactly what we need here for the city of Pine Bluff. They work with the city, they work with the community.
The minority-owned business opened a location in a food desert in Tulsa 2 years ago and says it's been a community success ever since.
It's more than just groceries. We also offer a lot of healthy eating things. We help people with utilities and bills. We do monthly events.
Some of their programming includes teaching the community about nutrition, financial literacy, and business.
Just imagine being in Pine Bluff and some of those local growers are now able to see their products. That's why we say it's more than just groceries, because the entire community will be able to participate.
Oasis says it took them about 18 months to get their first store up and running, but if they use the existing building Pine Bluff is considering, fresh fruits and vegetables could come to the area even sooner.
People feel like hope is coming. They feel faith. They feel like somebody is out here listening to us.
Reporting in Pine Bluff, Sarah Horbakowitz, THV11 News.
Discussions with Oasis Fresh Market are still in the early stages, and the market said funding will be the biggest hurdle. But Councilwoman Letitia Brunson says if all goes well, she's hoping to make the deal official by the new year. And with the growing popularity of marijuana, it's become the most commonly used drug in the U.S., but a new drug aims to help people in their addiction. We're sharing the details at 12:16. And right now, we're also sharing your Tuesday afternoon forecast. Nathan?
The clouds are starting to break up, Jurnee. We'll see more sun out there this afternoon. heat things up. Hot tomorrow, but then we'll see cooler and less humid conditions build their way in just in time for the weekend. I'll talk about more on that and also the chance of showers and storms next.